Hello everyone, this is Troy Kappas, and I am going to run through a very brief Preceptor tutorial on ATrack. And I'm using one of our administrators' accounts because she is also a preceptor in our program. But this will be the dashboard after you log in and put your password, your email and your password in. And this should be the same for everybody. You may have a couple announcements here or there that may look different, but first thing to note are the unapproved hours. And as the preceptor, this is kind of the first priority that you have, is to make sure that your students' hours are approved on a regular basis. I'd like them to be about every week, because we tell the students to make sure that they're keeping their hours logged every few days to stay up with that, because on ATrack, if they do not log in their hours after 7 days, then they can't go back to that date to put their hours in. So we try to tell them to stay on top of things about every 2-3 days at the max. So for preceptors, hopefully you can approve them about every week. And so how to do that is going to be right here. You can go to unapproved hours to know which ones you have to approve still, or you can go over here on the left in hours and approve hours. Either way will get you to the same screen. And so she has a few that are unapproved, and so you see the red X's beside them that show that they're unapproved. You can look through them to make sure that what they did was appropriate. Then you can use this to check all the boxes, or you can check them individually if there are some that you do not want to approve. But after that, after these are checked, you approve checked hours by hitting this green button. And so now there are no results because all of them are approved. You can also approve them just by clicking on this. It'll go from a unapproved to approved. If you want to just do individually, you can do that as well. But this is the kind of shortcut to do many at once, especially for those of you that have multiple students. It's going to be a lot more time effective to check all and approve once you check all the appropriate boxes. So that's the first task. The other task that you will be asked to do as a preceptor is fill out evaluations. And you can find those in your portfolios. And I have one on here for this preceptor, which she will have to fill out anyway. But you just submit the response there. You will see the responses that you've submitted over here. Some of you, if you're new preceptors, you won't have any on this side, but if you will once you start completing these. So again, just click on the little pencil for submitting the response, and I will, or one of the AT faculty will make sure to let you know when these are due, and we also try to tell the students to let you know as well. You'll see the 590 ATS evaluation by preceptor, and you'll get to pick your student's name, as this is the only one assigned to this preceptor, so you pick that, and then you just check the appropriate boxes, make the comments as you need. And always make sure to submit, response, and finish. You can save progress and finish later, but we will not see the feedback until you hit this. So always make sure that if you save it and finish later, to come back to it to finish it later. And you can do that let's go through that so you can see. You can see forms that have started but not yet completed, and that will start to populate. So make sure that this column is empty. And again, you get there from the portfolio. You can also go through the profile and go to forms. And it'll get you the same place. The last place I want to make a note of for everybody is the documents. And here we have a few documents that are of importance for preceptors, and it can really answer a lot of questions before you even need to ask them of one of the faculty. We have our Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training Policies and Procedures and our Master of Science Policies and Procedures. They're very similar documents, but there are a couple differences. And another thing that's pretty valuable for preceptors, especially preceptors that are pretty new to our program, are to download these two documents. This is essentially a check sheet of what the student should know at their respective levels, and that's for both the undergrad and the grad students. So there are a lot of parallels, since obviously the undergrads and grads are going to the same end, but you'll see, if say you have a first year MSAT in the fall, you'll know what they are going through class-wise and what they've already learned class-wise, and that is also complemented by the actual courses that they have by clinical level. And it's just a simple graph that shows you what classes they are taking in what semesters. And so these are some good documents for new preceptors to kind of get a feel of what the programs are like. And these are accessible anytime by any preceptor under this Documents tab. Under the profile or the portfolio, you'll get to the same place with either of these documents. And that really concludes the tutorial. So if the one thing I will say, if you see anything that's fishy, or you don't see a form that you think you should have, please just let me know. And it's probably something that I messed up on, because I tend to overlook things here and there with ATrack. So please just get a hold of me at tc88@evansville.edu if you have any questions about ATrack. Thanks for your time, and I hope this is a valuable little video to guide you along your way.